Hi guys, I'm Jesse at Strobepro.com, and today I've come to a corner of the showroom to show you the new Strobepro Background Autopole Kit. This is a space-saving design, a background system designed to run rolls of paper or fabric if you choose. And what it's going to do is save you a ton of space on the wall. It's super easy to set up. You can run our lifting shafts here with the chains, so it's easy to have up to 3 rolls of paper up there. And it's just a really great design. So let's take a look closer and see what it's all about. So one of the awesome things about the Autopole system is its space-saving design. If you're in a tight studio in a basement or something, or maybe in a small room in your office, you know how valuable this can be. When we're on the Autopole system, our maximum depth away from the wall here is only about 3 inches. Now if we contrast that to a traditional background stand setup, if I line up the center columns here and push that all the way back, you can see we've got about 2 feet over on the side and inside here, plus we've got another 3 feet coming off the back to the front. Now this would be the absolute closest here I'd be able to stand to the background. Now we all know we don't shoot our subject directly against the background, so I'd probably even need to go another 2-3 feet in front of that in order to light it properly. So you can see away from the wall here, I'm already about 6 feet on a traditional stand. And if I contrast that again with our Autopole system, I could be about 2 feet. Again, we'd probably want to add a little bit more just for lighting properly, but you can see how valuable that space savings can really be. So what we're going to do now is assemble the brackets, and in your kit you're going to get 2 triple brackets, 2 super clamps, and this bag of parts which has a few things in it. You're going to get 2 of the bottom brackets here, which are the stabilizers, which we'll install in a minute. And then you've got your Allen key, and you've got 4 Allen bolts which have lock washers, and I've already put those on there just to make it a little bit easier. So with all our parts ready, let's put this thing together. So on our super clamp, we've got a bunch of holes down there, and what we're going to do is line those up to the top holes on our triple bracket. And we're mounting the super clamp to, you'll see the 3 heights here. We want to put it onto the shortest one. And so we're just going to line those up and put the holes on. One thing to keep in mind is that we want the handle on the right and left for either side. So if I'm going, if you're looking at the backdrop, this would be the left side. Have the handle out there, and we would flip it around and have the other one on the right side, just to make sure we have easy access to lock in the handle on the super clamp. So basically all we do, line those holes up, and once they're lined up, we're going to take that bolt, and we've already put the lock washer on there. And these are machine screws, so they are precise. You want to get them dead straight, and you don't want to risk stripping them, so take your time here and just screw those in. Once they get started like that, then just take your Allen bolt or Allen key and tighten them all the way through. Okay guys, so we've assembled our triple bracket here. We've got our super clamp engaged and screwed in up top, and we've got our leveling block down below. So once we've done that, what we're going to do is come over to the pole that we've already installed, and we're going to open that up. Again, make sure you remove the flat part. It just pops out of the super clamp there. That's more for tabletop. We want the groove section to grip the pole better. We're going to line that up, put the bottom bracket on, and then just start to tighten your super clamp down and lock it into place. You don't have to over tighten. These things grip really well. And we've installed it on there. Now obviously this is not the way it would be pointing at yours. This is just to kind of demo, but now it's even on here, and we can start to set our height. So once we set our first one, we would go over to our other one there and just adjust it as necessary to fit either our 4.5 or 9-foot rolls of paper. So what we're going to do now is install the lifting shaft, and typically you would install these into the paper roll first and then mount them on. It's going to be a whole lot easier for you, but we've got a whole separate video on how to do that. I just want to show you how they mount onto the bracket. Now we've got different grooves in the actual bracket here, and we're going to line them up to the grooves here. And so once that is lined up, it's going to slide in. you want to make sure that this is sitting horizontally, the cage here. If it's not, it's going to go into one of these grooves and then it's going to be sitting vertically, but you're not going to be able to get your pull chain through there properly. So once you have that sitting horizontal, you're going to grab your chain, and what I like to do is start it on a tooth here, so lock it in there, and then what I can do is just spin it around, and it's an easy way to get that under. And then these have clips here, and so we're going to just go through there, clip it into place, and now we have our working lifting shaft system on there. So I want to show you a little bit about the handle mechanism here. It's a little bit unique on how it operates. Right now, this handle is locked. I can't move it out, and that's a safety feature because once you've got this installed on your ceiling, you don't want someone bumping it and having it come crashing down. So that's what that lock is doing. To disengage the lock, what we're doing is pulling down on the handle. When we pull down and then we move the arm out, now it's disengaged, and there's two levels to the disengagement here. When I pull it that far, basically what it does is it releases that last tension here. So you can see it going up and down. That's the last tension that kind of sets it into the ceiling. It pushes that last little bit and locks it in there. If I go all the way up, what that does is it releases the tension on the actual main column here. So you can see then it's easy for me to raise and lower that main section there. So again, when I come here, you're going to see it just jump up about 1.5 inches there, and that's the locking. And again, all the way up here, that's the setting position. So when we go to set it, first of all, we're going to raise this all the way up into the ceiling. Once we find the ceiling, we're going to stay about 1.5 inches below it and then pull that all the way down. Once it's set, we get that in there and lock it in place and make sure that can't go anywhere. So we're here in the corner of the showroom because this is the lowest ceiling height that we have. Obviously in your basement, I doubt you have 12-foot ceilings. So it's going to be a little bit easier for you to manage this. You can line it up a little bit better. I'm just going to guesstimate, so if this pole does not look straight, that's just because I'm trying to set the angle from over here. But what we're going to do is release our lock here. So if we're in our locked position, again, pull that handle down, release it, that's going to disengage, but we need to pull the handle all the way up, and that's going to give us the slide on our main column there. So we're going to raise that up till we touch the roof, and then once we've touched the roof, come down about 1 inch, 1.5 inches, and that's going to give us the room to engage our locking handle here, because that pushes it up the last bit. So I'm engaged with the roof, push up, that's going to lock in place, then make sure we lock the handle back in there. Now once we've set the first pole, then we're going to go and set the other pole. In here we were setting this up for a 4.5-foot roll of paper, but if you're using a 9-foot background roll or something, then that's no problem. You're just going to roughly measure that out and make the adjustments as necessary. So after you've assembled the lifting shafts into the brackets, you've got your chains assembled here, and you can have up to 3 of them. We've got 2 on here right now, but all you need to do then is just pull the chain, and it's going to come right up. You can set your height because there's weights on here, so it's not going to unspool itself. But if you want to go right up, just take it all the way up there. And now it's quickly and easily out of the way. So you might not have your paper all the way that high, but if you do, it's still easy to get down. You're just going to pull on the back chain. It's going to start to unspool, and then from there, you can either keep using the chain or this bottom half is going to tend to curl up, and we can just pull this out. And if we want to put a big sweep on that, we can. And we would just use some of the Strobepro gaffer tape when we're finished and just tape the bottom right onto the floor like that. So I've come over here to the stand room in the showroom here just to show you one other piece that you might want to consider adding to your Autopole set, and that's this aluminum core. It's a 3-piece section, very lightweight, it's compact as well once you take the pieces apart. But what this allows you to do is to leave your backdrops up permanently. So traditionally we would say don't leave a paper core on the lifting shaft, because eventually it's going to start to bow in the middle just from the weight of the actual paper. But with this aluminum core, when we run it through, we don't have that issue anymore. This is not going to bend, and then we can just leave it up. Your paper is going to stay dead straight. You're not going to get bowing in it. And there's just a couple ways that we do that. It fits into the same triple bracket with your lifting shaft. So your lifting shaft goes inside the core of the aluminum, and then your paper roll slides on that. Now, one thing that we want to also say, that this is not included, but this is just some drawer liner material from Walmart for like $3 or $5 for a roll. And what this does is prevent some, or make some friction, so your paper roll is not just going to slide around and rotate on the core when we bring it up, because with any tension it's just going to slide. So what we do is we take a piece of this, wrap it around here, and you can tape this on later to make it a little bit more accurate than I'm doing here, but that just goes on there, wrap around, and then the core of the paper goes over top of that, and then that's going to just make that friction. So once we do that, it's on there. Make sure we're tight, expand the core, and then we can rotate, and it's not going to slip anywhere. So think about those aluminum cores. They're a great addition to your Autopoles kit. We also mentioned about putting fabric on your background kit, and with this aluminum pole, this is the solution for that. All of our backdrops have rod pockets, so we're going to run the actual backdrop through this core, and then we can just gaffer tape it so it's not going to slip around, and then you've got the ability to raise and lower your fabric backdrops. Okay guys, so I've shown you the Strobepro Autopole background kit. We've seen how much of a space savings this can be in a small studio. The other great thing in your studio, especially if it's at home and you don't want to install a permanent fixture, maybe you want the triple bracket but you have a finished basement, you don't want to screw it into the drywall. This is an awesome alternative. It's not going to put any damage onto your wall, and it's quickly and easily removable. So remember, these lifting shaft sets, they are sold separately, so you can get 1, 2, or 3 in the kit if you want to, but they're really a great investment as well. It just makes it quick and easy to get up and out of the way. So be sure to check out all of the accessories, all of the kit options that we have on the Autopole system, and until next time, I'm Jesse at Strobepro.com.